Hello there guys, and welcome to this X-Plane 11 video. We are currently situated at Lima 52 or Oceano County Airport in the United States. In this video today, we are going to be taking a look at a very fascinating aircraft by VSKYLABS, no other than the DC-3 C-47. The DC-3 C-47 was popular in the 1930s and 40s. It was designed to take off from short runways at remote locations. Thanks to its wide wingspan, it can lift off the ground between 60 and 80 knots, which makes this aircraft a very unique aircraft considering its large size and weight. There are a couple of points that I'd like to share with you guys before we begin the review of this aircraft. VSKYLABS' primary focus when they started the DC-3 project was to build an aircraft that is suitable for beginners and advanced users alike. And so their philosophy was to focus on the flight model, the flight characteristics, and the actual behavior of the aircraft more so than the ground school and the startup procedures of the aircraft. And what they've done, they've actually spent 200 hours in real test flights. They've used the experience of real-world flight experts in order to bring this DC-3 C-47 to X-Plane 11. Now, they made a claim on the X-Plane.org store that they're actually stretching X-Plane 11 in terms of flight model capability and representation. And so in order to verify this, since I'm not a real-world DC-3 pilot, and I've never actually flown in a DC-3 before, I've actually watched a video of a former Delta airline pilot flying a real DC-3, and let me tell you, the results are very impressive. The accuracy of this aircraft, the way it flies, the way it handles up in the air, you really feel its weight. You really feel that you're flying a large aircraft and a very heavy aircraft. So, without further ado, let us begin our review of the DC-3 C-47 by VSKYLABS. In terms of the exterior 3D modeling and texture work, as you can see, this aircraft looks absolutely gorgeous. And I really give it the full mark in terms of the 3D modeling and the texture work. Considering the price range, this aircraft really is a high fidelity representation of the real DC-3 C-47. If you notice the texture work here, the detail on the aircraft fuselage, the engine here, and the use of PBR, it really does look very, very good indeed, and a job very well done. I think the graphic work on this aircraft's exterior model is really done to a very high standard. In terms of the interior 3D modeling and texture work, as you can see, it is not as well made as the exterior model. And though with that said, it is, I think, very representative of the DC-3. There are a few things that are off. I know the autopilot doesn't look exactly correct according to the footage that I've seen and the videos that I've watched of the real DC-3, but the basic aircraft systems are there. I think they're represented well, and the overall ambience and the look and feel of the 3D cabin in general, I think is very acceptable. Now, I know a lot of you guys like passenger cabins, so this one has a fully modeled 3D cabin, and there is a nice feature here where you can turn this into a cargo plane simply by clicking on the passenger seats, and now it becomes a cargo plane. So in terms of the, I think the exterior model looks absolutely phenomenal. The interior modeling, I think, is done to an acceptable standard. The time has come for us now to put this DC-3 to the real test. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a short test flight from Oceano County Airport, or Lima 52, to San Luis Airport. I'm not sure how you guys pronounce it. I've actually called my friend in the US and I told him, how do you actually pronounce it? San Luis, San Luis, San Luis? And he actually started laughing. He said, you know what, I'm not sure, but the norm is San Luis. So San Luis Airport it is. But you guys feel free to correct me if that isn't the correct pronunciation. So what we're going to do, we're going to take off, we're going to make a right turn, we're going to climb to about 1,500 feet, and then we're going to make a left turn. That should put us on final approach at San Luis Airport. All right, let's go ahead and fire up the engines. And the first thing we'll do is we'll turn the tail wheel
is locked.
And we'll check the battery is set. Let's go ahead and set the mixture to full rich or auto rich. And by the way, I'm not following a particular checklist here. Master battery is on, and booster pumps are on, right and left generators. And let's go and start the right engine. Okay, we have a good start on the right engine and the left engine. The sounds are actually pretty good, the engine sounds, at least from the interior. We have a nice vibration here as well. That looks pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi to the runway. Let's turn on the, oops, not the landing light. What is that? What is that? Overhead fans. Oh! That's nice. But I'll keep it off. I think it's a bit distracting, so. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi to the runway. Looks like we have some ice suspected here, so let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Alright, here we go. We're going to advance the throttle to maximum power slowly. Here we go. Okay, we're going to watch the speed. Alright, maximum throttle. As you can see, at about 60, the nose came down, and now we can lift off. Feels pretty heavy, but it definitely can lift on at very low speeds. Right, gears going up. Let me do a rudder here. Wow, very, very fluid indeed. Left rudder. Alright, we're gonna level off here, so let me reduce the power. Let me just zoom out here so we can see what's happening. Tell you guys, this aircraft is a real joy to fly, and it does fly very different from all the other aircraft that I've flown in X-Plane 11. Very, very different. Feels heavy for sure. I'm going to try to watch our speed because the airport isn't that far from where we are now. It's right to our left, as you can see. By the way, this DC-3 has an autopilot. This is where you engage the autopilot right down here. Hold on, let me show you right there.
Engaging autopilot.
And then you can control your pitch and heading by using these two buttons. I'm not sure this is a very accurate use of the autopilot.
Autopilot disengaged.
But yeah, so there's the airport. So we're going to now slow down to about 105 knots, which is the approach speed on this beast, and we're going to attempt to land. There we go, that's the runway. Let's change the time here for a nicer approach. There we go. And we're going to begin the descent now. Now let me tell you guys, I'm not very proficient in landing this aircraft. I've done one test flight before this video. So I'm going to reduce the power to idle now because we're a bit too fast. Alright, I think we can drop the landing gear now. is a bit too low now. Alright, and touchdown, and we're just going to let the aircraft decelerate, and then we just need to push on the stick to push back the stick. And as you can see, I'm not very proficient in handling this aircraft on the ground, but I think we've made it safely to San Luis Airport. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our landing just to kind of see what has happened from the external view. This is where I noticed that the speed has dropped tremendously, and that's after lowering the flaps, so we should have maintained 105 knots for our landing. Bit of a floating, but overall I think it was alright. I'm sure you guys have noticed the realism of the physics upon touchdown. It almost reminded me of the AccuSim feature in the A2A fleet of aircraft. Before I give you my concluding remarks, please note that I am in no way, shape, or form compensated to make this video or make this review or say anything about this aircraft other than what I have personally experienced. My concluding remarks are as follows. If you are interested in a high-fidelity simulation of a 3D cockpit and simulation of aircraft systems, this aircraft is definitely not for you. If, however, you're interested in a flying challenge in flying an aircraft that very closely resembles its real-world counterpart in terms of the flight characteristics, flight model, then I cannot recommend this aircraft enough. It is by far one of the very best aircraft I've flown in X-Plane 11, and for the price range I think it's a very humble price that you pay for the experience that you get. Folks, this brings us to the conclusion of our video today. I hope that this was an insightful and informative video. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.